Mavat Virutama, how you doing? All right. So I don't know if y'all can't hear me or nobody's answering. So do anybody hear me? Just start talking. The fuck going on? Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Cool. All right. So you already know how this call goes. I'm gonna just call on everybody just to make sure everybody is okay. So do anybody's had some success last week coming to this week that they want to share? All right. So Bridget, how you doing?
Yes, so I started my last week, so I'm almost at a week, and I've lost like 6 pounds.
Okay.
So I'm surprised.
Okay. All right. So why are you surprised?
Just never lost that much in a week before, so um, and I'm not hungry, so that's interesting. I definitely don't like to drink black coffee in the morning, though. But other than that, it's not as hard as what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. All right. That's good. So before I get started, hold up, I'm adding people in. All right. So why, Bridget, do you feel like you're not as hungry as you usually be?
Well, I make sure I add at least well, probably because I'm eating more protein and not really eating carbs. I mean, even if you eat carbs before, I mean, it makes you tired, like stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm just making sure I'm eating two proteins, and then so it's like a lot. Like I get full off of my first meal, and it really carries me over. So I think that's really interesting. It's not like I have to eat 3-4 things times a day type of thing.
Yeah. All right. So before I get started, what's up, Raina? How you doing? So, Bridget, so the funny thing is, now that you're on this program, did the 48-hour fast, you're realizing that majority of the times we choose to eat, you're not really hungry, you're just conditioned to do that. And it's a habit, right? But the main reason why it seems like you're able to get a lot more out of your meals by eating less frequently is the protein, but it's because now instead of your body relying on you for energy, your body's supplementing itself with energy coming from your body fat. So if I actually broke it down to you based off like some scientific level, your body gets more energy from fat than it gets from carbs. So every single time you give your body a gram of protein, that's about 4 calories. Every time you get your body a gram of carbs, that's 4 calories. So if you're looking at the label and you see 5 grams of carbs, that means 5 times 4 is 20 calories. That's how you also know when they lie to you on that label. And now you see how some people round down. Every single time your body breaks down a gram of fat and y'all signed up to lose fat, that's 9 calories. So what does that mean? That means you can eat 1 gram of fat and that equates to you eating 2 grams of carbs. But now your body is burning this 9 grams of fat without your consent. So now all you're basically doing is kind of like you filling up the brim to an already kind of full cup because your body's burning this fat. Opposed to your body's cup is empty and your body's like, hey, we need some energy, so are you going to fill this up or not? So that's why you had to eat a little bit more frequently. Does that make sense? So now all you're literally doing is supplementing your body with energy opposed to your body relying on Bridget for energy. So if Bridget keeps doing what she is doing and not getting in her own way, what do I mean by getting in her own way? She's like, hey man, I'm getting excited, I'm losing fat. You know what? Let me start reincorporating my old stuff with the new stuff. It's always gonna wash out. It's always gonna cancel out because you only been doing this program for a month or two, opposed to you've been eating a certain type of way in a certain type of manner for 2 decades, if not 3. You know what I'm saying? So that's always going to trump what you've been doing on this program. That's why I'm trying to teach you how to stay consistent with it and do not get in your own way, ladies. Women always realize that, oh yeah, after that cheat day, and then after, I had a brunch with my girls, and I know I was drinking some things I wasn't supposed to have, now my cravings is coming back. That's how it works. Because now your body's like, oh, great. Now we don't have to burn this body fat anymore. We could just use this. And that's what your body prefers. So when people, just to give you an idea, if somebody was skinny and they have cancer, God forbid, and somebody was overweight and they got cancer, the person who's overweight with cancer is going to always outlive the person who's skinny. One thing a lot of people don't know is when people have cancer, they don't really die from cancer. They die from the fact that they have literally no more energy and they burned away all their muscle. That's why people get skinny when they're having cancer. Because your body ran out of fat and it ran out of protein. Now you die. That's called cachexia. But if you was overweight with cancer, you're going to outlive because now your body got energy to run off, which is fat. So ironically, if you have cancer, if you happen to be in Europe, but we live in America, so we all know about what? Chemotherapy. That's the very first thing that comes to our head. If we happen to be living in Europe and you have cancer, you know what they're going to tell you to do? They're going to say, okay, I want you to eat a meal. And you're going to eat a meal. Fast as long as you can. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I'm hungry, you eat, they're going to keep fasting. And guess what? The people who have cancer in Europe, their cancer either go in remission or they actually outlive Americans that got cancer by 80%. Almost 100%. Almost 100%. What does that mean? These drugs that they're giving us when we have cancer is the thing that's really taking us out. But because we was never taught how to eat the right type of way, and if we was taught how to eat the right type of way and actually allow our body to heal ourselves, we don't even need the drugs. But that's what we was taught, that you need the drugs. So we can run up your tab with your insurance. Okay? So if you're noticing, ladies, that y'all stalling on this program, you just got to really start paying attention to every single fine detail. What am I eating? And it's going to be something so obvious that you was oblivious to because you do it every single day. You're saying it can't be that and it was that this whole entire time. Okay? So Bridget, just so I have an idea, tell me everything that you ate and drank today.
So I only had one meal today. So you said we can drink diet soda, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I had a Coke Zero, but for my lunch at 2, I had some ground turkey with like peppers, mushroom, and onion. I had 5 pieces of shrimp, grilled shrimp, and broccoli.
Great. Now, based off what you just said, was there anything wrong with your food choice?
No.
And you're right. And why do you know that?
Because I'm incorporating, I don't have any carbs, I'm incorporating more than half of my plate to protein, and then having kind of like a veggie.
Simple.
Like a good veggie.
Okay? Or a green veggie or a non-starchy veggie.
Right.
Okay? So ladies, I don't want y'all to think, okay, I just can't eat broccoli or green beans because, black people, we only think if it's a broccoli or green bean, there's no other vegetables we can eat. There's arugula, there's kale, there's spinach, there's watercress, there's endive, hey, there's edamame. Hey, there's greens. Greens are protein based, ladies. It's just the extra things that we do to the greens. But you're thinking greens I can't have because I know how it's usually prepared. Extra things that we do to the food that makes it bad, not the food itself. Okay? But Bridget, that was a perfect meal. Now, are you planning on eating again later today or no?
Yes. I actually like to eat my breakfast type stuff for dinner. So, like, I made some. I eat the egg whites because eggs is hot, and I'm not gonna pay that. So I eat the egg whites with cheese and 2 pieces of the high protein bacon we talked about. So I bought that from the store.
Okay. So why did you choose to have breakfast as your last meal today opposed to your first meal? Or breakfast type foods?
Well, I just feel like it's like more lighter because it's just eggs and bacon.
That's how I know somebody like Bridget read the book. Because every single thing that she's doing is intentional, and that's exactly what I say. The very first meal of the day, y'all, I want y'all to have a lunch-based meal or a dinner-based meal. Why? We all know that breakfast foods, bacon, avocado toast, eggs, waffles, pancakes, grits, oatmeal, these are not meals where we're having with the intent to stay full for the duration of the day. These are considered lighter meals. But now also because we like to naturally have bacon, eggs with a carb, a starchy carb, a pancake, right? Or a French toast, right? Or a grits, right? Stuff like that. When you just have bacon and eggs, you're telling yourself, I'm not going to be full off this. So now you supplement it with a snack. But if you just had a meal that was satiating enough as your first meal, you're not even looking at snacks because people only snack when they're not full. So if you want to have breakfast foods, have it later during the day or have a breakfast food paired with a lunch-based meal. So the only time I have eggs is when I have it with like a burger. Double cheeseburger with an egg on top. Right? Or I'll have protein-based pancakes, and I'm going to show y'all how I do it with the cottage cheese or whatever with eggs on the side. Or yesterday I had carnitas from a Cuban restaurant with a side of eggs. But I still had something that is protein based from the carnitas that is going to be filling as well. Little things like that, which means y'all got to take an extra step of thinking about what I'm going to eat that day. All right? And I'm going to show you in real time how this works once you get off this program. Raina, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy 2025. I don't think I spoke to you yet in 2025.
Nope.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So, ladies, this is a woman who got snatched up and then she left me for dead. But it's fine. Because that's how I know that she's doing what she got to be doing. So,
I'm still watching in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Raina been off my program for at least 5, if not 6 months now, give or take. So, Raina, how has your maintenance journey been?
It's been good. I have stayed within, I think the highest I've gotten is 147. And that's because I was really wilding.
Okay. Okay.
I was really doing a lot. But I always know how to bring myself back to what I was taught. Back to the basics, and the scale drops immediately as soon as I do.
There you go. Right?
Yeah.
So,
once you got it down, it's a lifestyle for sure.
okay. And Raina, you started this program originally 180 something, if I'm not mistaken?
180.
180, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she lost 40 pounds. She's been able to keep it off for the past 6 months. So you know what? Just so I can hear it, because I know I'll put you on the spot, tell me everything that you ate and drank today. And be honest. I don't care if it's off program, quote unquote.
I had a double meatball sandwich from Subway without the bread, with some Parmesan cheese, some bell peppers, some onions. What else did I have? Oh, I had 2 egg bites from Starbucks because that's how I start my day every morning. 2 egg bites and a shake and espresso. And that's it.
Okay.
So far, that's it, because today is not a normal day.
Okay. So in a normal day, what would have been different?
I probably would have had that burger with the egg is kind of my go-to. I usually have that in the morning, or steak and eggs in the morning as my heavier meal. And then I usually eat maybe another burger in the evening. So I do see myself having a mushroom burger probably later on tonight. A lot of burgers, a lot of steaks, a lot of chicken.
Okay. So, Raina, when you first joined my program, originally, and ladies, by the way, I did not know that Raina was going to be on this call, right? She just so happened to be on this call. But when you originally joined this program, what protein was you not naturally eating as much? That you said?
I ate a lot of chicken.
A lot of chicken. which
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
was scared to do the beef because I thought that was bulky, I guess. I was always thinking chicken is leaner, so it would help and make it easier and faster. It actually turned out to be the opposite. I tend to lose weight faster when I eat more beef.
there you
The
go.
hamburgers tend to do it. The hamburgers and the egg is like the magical meal for me.
Okay, so Raina was the type of woman when she joined my program. She was like, "Hey, I'm trying to lose weight, so I know what I can do. I'm just eat the leaner protein. I heard all my life that chicken is healthier or chicken is leaner, so I'm just eat chicken all day." She wasn't losing weight. A lot of women y'all can relate to that. I said, Raina, I know what you heard. That is not the case. I want you to start eating beef. She said, Trey, I don't know. I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to look like a diesel woman. I said, Raina, that's not going to happen. Just try me. She did it. And for the past 5 to 6 months, as you can see, it stuck with her. She lost the weight, and she's keeping it off eating something that has more fat to it. Okay? So, this is a overall lifestyle change, ladies. And if I gave you the science behind why it's working over chicken, it's simply because Raina probably don't know, but she probably know now that the best type of proteins naturally comes with fat. Period. Why? Because your body's going to take that protein to use for your hair, skin, and nails, and your muscles, your enzymes, your immune system. Okay? So even your immune system is made out of protein, which is why a lot of women who do not eat a lot of protein get sick. Period. But also, the best type of proteins come with fat. And the fat is going to regulate your hormones. Your estrogen, your pregnenolone, your progesterone, all of that. Right?
Yeah, I'm a nicer person now, too.
You nicer person. You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
not as angry all the time.
An angry soul. That's what I call it. Right?
Yeah.
So, here's the funny thing about one thing that Raina naturally probably didn't know. So, matter of fact, Raina, when you joined my program originally, was you anemic? Or no?
I think I may have been, maybe not clinically diagnosed anemic, but yeah, I think I was.
Okay. Do you feel like your mood is better now, just on an average day?
Oh, 100%.
100%. Ladies, the reason why
Sleeping is better, too.
you say your sleep is better,
Yeah.
her hormones is more regulated. A lot of women do not know. A lot of women who are anemic are deficient in iron. We know that, right? We get majority of our iron not from chicken, but from red meats. The heme iron, which is the red stuff that you see when you cooking meat, right? Or ground beef, red meats, right? But iron is the cofactor for your brain to produce dopamine. So everybody who's naturally anemic happens to be the same women that says, I don't like people.
And that was me.
You see what happened? So a lot of people don't know these correlations and they're not connecting the dots. But because she chose to actually really take heed to what I was saying, Raina was one of my best clients I had of all time. I'm just letting y'all know. So every time I told her to do something, she did it. And she's seen the result. So it just takes consistency. But you have to have a why to stay consistent. Simple. She had a why. Okay?
That flat stomach.
That flat stomach. She was like, Trey, I don't care what you got going on. I just need my stomach flat, bro. So I'm going to just do it. Okay? So, Raina, thank you for sharing. And yeah, ladies, as you can see, she's been keeping it off this whole entire time. And if you really pay attention to what she said, her first meal, she said a burger. I thought that was fattening, Trey. Or steak and eggs. Trey, I thought that's going to raise your cholesterol. I thought red meat is bad for you.
And that's usually like a double or a triple burger, too, to be honest.
And Raina, what did you weigh in last time you weighed yourself?
140. I think this morning I was 143, 4 point something.
So a small woman, and Raina's tall, by the way. Raina's like, what, 5'7", 5'8"?
5'7".
5'7". She's eating a double cheeseburger, sometimes a triple cheeseburger. You're thinking in your head, how in the hell she's eating all that meat, right? But because she's eating all that meat, she is happier. She's staying satiated. Her hormones are more regulated. The scale is dropping because in that one meal, she probably give her body about 60% of the protein it needed for that whole entire day. So now she can kind of freestyle it. So even if she's so happy,
Still haven't stepped foot in the gym.
and she's having step foot in the gym. Okay, then we gotta get on that. So I'm gonna get on your case for that. But she hasn't been working out and she's eating quote unquote a lot. A lot of women wouldn't even imagine or fathom having a triple cheeseburger, and she's still losing weight or maintaining her weight. Okay, so ladies, you have to eat more, but you want to eat more of the right things. A lot of y'all saying, okay, let me eat more, Trey, so I'm gonna eat 3 different bags of Quest chips. No, eat more whole foods. And because you're eating more whole foods, you're gonna naturally snack less. Raina also said, hey, I had a meatball sub from Subway without the bread. Why, Raina?
Why without the bread?
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm used to no bread.
Okay.
There's days I will eat bread.
Yes.
That foot long bread at Subway, I was not going to eat that.
Okay. Why?
Just because I felt like it would have ruined my whole day.
Okay. So now because Raina didn't choose to have the bread earlier today, right?
I'm going to have my brownie later.
You see what just happened, ladies? She compromised. She didn't say I can't have brownies, I can't have bread because I chose not to have the bread. I'm saving more room, my carb budget, for my brownies later. That's how it works. She went to Starbucks. She got the roasted egg bites. I love Starbucks, and I'm probably 2 days out the week, I have the roasted egg bites too. Protein based. You can't go wrong with it, right? Now, she chose to have her brown shake or her espresso, right? My ass, I'm not having no espresso. If I'm gonna go to Starbucks for a drink, I'm gonna get my white chocolate frappuccino, 1 pump of white chocolate, 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, made with almond milk, 2 packs of stevia. Yes, whipped cream.
I do tweak my shaken espresso. I use the heavy cream instead of the milk. I use the sugar-free vanilla syrup instead of the classic. Yeah, I do tweak. I partake, but I tweak.
That's why she's able to keep her weight off, because she made an entire lifestyle change. But in order for you to make an entire lifestyle change, you got to have enough knowledge to do so. She's intentional with everything. That's all it takes. Okay? And if it's not broke, do not fix it. Raina, when was the last time you had a real designated cheat day?
I cheat every day, to be honest. There's some kind of cheat every day.
So why is the scale not going up?
Like a real full-on, blown-out, oh, God, I messed up cheat was probably like a week ago.
Okay, tell us about that, if you don't mind.
I did a whole weekend. Like, I just ate whatever.
Okay.
Whatever there was, I ate. Whatever anyone else was eating, I ate.
And
Whatever I cooked for my family, I ate it.
how many days did it take for you to go back to your regular weight?
Maybe 3 at the most.
How many days did you do a fast to get back to your regular weight?
I don't. I have never fasted since that first 48-hour fast that you put me on. I have never fasted ever again.
So y'all see what I'm saying, ladies?
Window either. I stopped doing the window a long time ago too.
Why you don't have to follow a window, Raina?
Because my choices are better, and I just kind of know what to do at this point.
There you go. So you see how every single answer that she is saying, she's literally the epitome of a perfect client to me. Because every time I ask her one question, she tells me the exact why the way I would say it. But that's because me and Raina was talking at one point, once if not twice a week. So she picked my brain enough to the point where she really don't need me anymore. She good. And she don't gotta fast anymore. Because ladies, y'all don't have to fast. So every single time y'all have a hiccup, I don't want y'all to fast. I would rather y'all figure it out. Right?
I hear you in my brain. If I mess up the day before, the next day I know no man-made. I hear you back here.
That's it. No man-made food for a couple days, and you'll get back to the exact same place. What a lot of people don't want to do, and they're saying either I'm all in, all out. You know what? It's easy for me to have nothing man-made foods if I don't have no food. I want y'all to stop thinking like that. That's like you being in a relationship and y'all not, corresponding with each other, and you're like, you know what? F it. I'm just not gonna be in a relationship. F all men. That's too extreme. I want you to learn how to move within the fire, work on your relationship with food, just like you work out with your relationship with your partner. So that means, hey, don't just take away all the food. Say, hey, let me make a better choice and let me repair my relationship with food. Raina doesn't have to follow a window. I don't follow a window anymore. But all of y'all in jail right now. Okay? So y'all following the window until you start acting right. Then once I give you y'all papers, you're off this program. You're snatched up once again, like you were back in the day. Now you can live your life again, because it's gonna take a whole reversal of what you were doing in the past again, eating all the wild foods again, for you to ever accumulate that weight ever again. That's what's gonna have to take. She says she has a weekend. Takes her 3 days to get back. It's not that deep. Simple. But a lot of us, we had that weekend, and then we feel bad. So then we do it again on a Monday, and now we feel bad, and then we see the scale go up, and it makes us feel like, dang, I just basically messed up everything after 3 days. I give up. That's how it starts. So just get back to what you know. Simple. That's all y'all gotta do. All right. Thank you for sharing, Raina.
Of course.
And what I gotta do for you to get back in the gym? We're gonna talk. All right. All right. So, oh Lord, I just did something. My bad. Olu, how you doing, boss?
I'm good, King. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I just came from this trip. Definitely was wilding. But
Okay.
I'm back like I never left, and I'm back on the journey. Right now I'm actually fasting to get my life back together.
Okay. All right. Cool, man. So you did a trip. Don't even worry about it. We'll talk soon then. All right.
Absolutely. Thank
All right, bro. So who feel like they had some success this week, or who feel like they hit a snag this week? Let's talk. Just raise your hand, please. Okay. All right. So let's talk to Shalisha first. Shalisha, how you doing? And then after that, Miss Drea Robinson.
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good. What you got going on?
So I feel like I had a success this week. You know, for Valentine's Day weekend, I was wilding out, and after the weekend was over, I was still wilding out. So I had gained my weight back, and then I was at like a standstill. So you told me to adjust my window to 12 to 6, and so I adjusted my window, and I'm back to eating right, and I've lost a significant amount of weight. I was more than what we originally discussed. I was like 198, and today I was like 193. And I started, was that Monday?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been good.
Okay. So congratulations. You're starting to see the scale drop a little bit more again, right? So what do you feel like was the main thing that you did in order for you to start seeing that scale drop again?
I feel like, one, adjusting my window helped a lot, because I also got a little bit more color on my skin. And then 2, was just my diet. And then, like, with me going into the office, I've been planning my meals, so I prep at night so I have something to eat. But I've just been doing more protein, sometimes double protein, and I'll do vegetables, because my protein always outweighs my vegetables.
Great. So you notice how she said, I don't have no vegetables. Because sometimes I ask y'all to take pictures, and I see about 2 broccoli florets on the plate. And I'm like, why y'all didn't have more? Oh, yeah, Trey, you said more protein. But you see basically 1 chicken tender of protein, too. So, ladies, I want y'all to not be afraid of vegetables. Just have more protein on your plate than anything else. So, just to give you an example, last night, me and my fiance at about 9 o'clock at night, because she likes to eat late at night. So, she's trying to work on her window, too, y'all. Just so y'all know. But she had a Cobb salad. I kind of forced her to get a Cobb salad. But she had a Cobb salad. I had a Cobb salad, too. Now, I told y'all not to have salads. Why? Because it's going to be the dressing, right? And we already know the salad usually has more veggies in it than protein. So what she did, she added an egg to her Cobb salad and asked for an extra spicy filet grilled on the side. Because you already know it comes with fried nuggets. I had the Cobb salad. I said, I want y'all to keep the fried nuggets because it's only about 8. It's not that deep. But then I had a side of grilled nuggets and added inside my bowl. Now it's protein based. Okay? So when you are being more intentional with your food choices, like Shalisha, she said, hey, I'm noticing that I'm waking up in the morning, and when I go to work, usually she is basically not able to make the best choice because she didn't prepare. So what she did was, instead of me going to work willy-nilly and trying to figure it out once I'm hungry and then I grab something to eat, let me just prepare my meal later at night so I have something to eat when I'm at work. It's ironic how all the women who meal prep on this program gets the fastest results. But a lot of women don't like to meal prep anymore. So just be mindful that the more prepared you are, the better the results. I don't cook at all, but I can tell y'all one thing: before I go step foot in a restaurant, like I do once a day, I know exactly what I'm going to eat by 10 o'clock. That's still a version of meal prep, because I know exactly what I'm going to eat, even though somebody else's hands is creating it. Okay? So, Shalisha, just so we have an idea, tell us what you ate as your first meal today.
For my first meal today, I had some grass-fed beef that I pretty much made like my own taco season. I just used like the chili, garlic powder, whatever, Himalayan salt, pepper, and then I used lettuce wraps. And I had like 4 or 5 of them. I went ham.
Okay.
I had just that. And it was cheese and tomatoes on top of it. That was my first meal.
Okay. Now, was there anything wrong with your first meal?
No.
No, not at all, unless the only thing I can comment on is dry as hell. So why you didn't have no condiments on it?
Well, I did forget my sauce.
Okay.
And then sometimes I do, like, I'll measure out my sour cream. But I don't know, but it was, so my meat was like kind of like saucy. So
Yeah.
it was still good.
Yeah, okay. I mess with you. You know I mess with you. Okay. But yeah, so ultimately, I don't want y'all to think as well that I got to eat all my food dry, right? Because a lot of women say, oh, Trey, I didn't go to the grocery store yet, so, and I just thought that I might overdo it, period. If you get the better version of it, you can have it. You don't even got to measure it out anymore. So Shalisa said something about sour cream. That's one of my favorite condiments. So I just went to the store less than 30 minutes ago and I bought some light sour cream. Now I can kind of go crazy with this light sour cream than the regular sour cream. I went to the store and bought some sugar-free syrup and some sugar-free ketchup. Now I can go a little bit more crazy with these things. Okay? So Shalisa just said that I had 5 ground beef cups, basically like lettuce wraps, right? She said she went ham. But because she went ham earlier, Shalisa, are you hungry right now?
I'm not. By the time I got home from work, I just ate, I had made the chicken with, what was it, red peppers and onions. I couldn't even finish it because I was still full.
That's how y'all supposed to feel at the end of your window. How many snacks did you have today, Shalisa?
I literally had like maybe 4 chips, and that was just me being greedy because I still wasn't hungry. So I started and then I closed my baggie back.
Okay. Why do you feel like you couldn't finish your bag of Quest chips?
Because I was still full from eating my heaviest meal of the day.
Did you feel like you had the snack that you wanted today?
I did. I enjoyed my Quest chips wholeheartedly. So yeah.
So, ladies, y'all see the correlation, right? She had a big meal earlier. She still had the snack of her choice, but because she was still full from earlier, she couldn't eat that snack as much. So then she closed up her bag and still had a meal later during the day. So she had 2 meals and 1 snack. She can expect this girl to drop every single day. But about last week, Shalisha, matter of fact, Shalisha, last week, what was your protein of choice as your first meal?
Last week it varied. Some days it would be beef, some days it was chicken. It varied.
Okay, yeah. So if you are somebody who is not having meat, let's say you say, hey Trey, I do not want to eat no meat. I don't want to eat no steaks, no red meats, right? Instead of y'all just going directly to chicken, please consider, especially if you're not allergic to seafood, having more seafood or more shellfish, more fish just in general. If there was a hierarchy when it comes to the best proteins on earth, it is grouped as seafoods, then red meats, then poultry, then pork. Simple. Now, Eggs and salmon is the top 2 best proteins on earth. But you notice how I said salmon, which is a fattier fish, and eggs, where it is literally 1 gram away of being fat-based. All the best proteins naturally comes with fat, which is why these are the most filling sources of protein, which means you're going to naturally eat less. After eggs and seafood is literally steak or ground beef. Of course, grass-fed and grass-finished ground beef. So if you're getting grass-fed and grass-finished ground beef, you never have to worry about red meat. So all the little studies or all the headlines that y'all seen that said, oh, red meat is bad for you, red meat causes cancer, red meat causes whatever. They're not talking about lamb chops, goat, steak, ground beef. They're talking about hot dogs, because that's still considered red meat. Bologna, that's considered red meat. That bacon that you can get from Oscar Myers and throw in the microwave, warm it up. They're talking about that. But because they're able to group it, they're just saying red meat is bad. You're reading that headline, now you're saying I'm not having no red meat. And that's why a lot of us are now anemic, which is not normal, by the way. Okay? And that's why a lot of us is deficient in vitamins, which is not normal, by the way. Because majority of vitamins come from red meat, or things or protein that has fat in it. Protein don't have vitamins and minerals in it. That usually comes with the fat content. That's why eggs is one of the greatest source of protein, because it got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. That's why salmon got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it as well, because it is a fattier cut of fish. All right, so make sure if y'all stalling, I want y'all to have seafood or red meat first, or eggs as your first meal of the day. Then if you want chicken, have it later as your last meal. Never have chicken to lead as your main source of protein for the day, because those are going to be the days where you're still hungry, which means that you're going to be prone and more liable to have more snacks. That's how it works. All right. Great job, Shalisha. All right. And you're noticing that your stick code's a little bit darker as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So are you sleeping a little bit better too, or no?
I am.
Why do you think you're sleeping a little bit better?
Window and my food choices.
There you go. All right. So ladies, because she used to do a 2 to 8 window. She moved it up to 12 to 6. She's giving her body more time to digest her food. So when you are going to sleep and you're trying to shut off this brain to go to sleep, guess what? Your whole entire body wants to go to sleep too. But the thing that requires your body the most amount of energy to do is digestion and breaking down food. So if you are eating your last meal at 8 o'clock, but you know you're heading to bed at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, your body's still digesting the food that you ate at 8 o'clock. Or 7 o'clock at that. It takes your body about 5 hours to digest food. So if you go to sleep at 7, it's finished digesting food at 12. Which means from 7 to 12, your body wasn't burning no body fat. But from 12 o'clock, midnight in this case, till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or whatever time you wake up, that's when it's able to start tapping to that body fat again. So because Shalisha is having her last meal at 6, her body's now a fat burning machine again at 11. Shalisha, what time do you naturally go to sleep?
Around that time, 11.
11. What time do you naturally wake up?
Naturally, it's like 6. Well, yeah, if I'm not working, it's gonna be like maybe 6, 7.
Okay, 6, 7. Let's say on the earliest. What time do you notice yourself waking up?
About 5:30
Okay.
in the morning.
So that means, ladies, from 11 o'clock till 5:30, which is 6 hours and 30 minutes, her body was running off nothing but body fat. That's why the stick color is dark when she wakes up first thing in the morning. And you getting better quality sleep, because some of y'all cannot fix the duration of sleep because of our lifestyles, because of work. But she's getting better quality sleep because her body stopped digesting food during the time she's trying to go to sleep. So the rule of thumb, ladies, is the best time for you to, first off, a 12 to 6 window and up, 11 to 5, 10 to 4. If you're really trying to see the scale drop, do that for 2 to 3 days. You're going to see the scale drop every single time, especially if you get some sleep. All right? But you want to have your last meal around 3 hours before you actively go to sleep. So I naturally go to sleep around 10:30, 11 o'clock, which means my last meal should be around 7:38. And that's what it is. So try to do that. That way you can get a better quality sleep, which means your stick color should be darker later during the day. Okay? Good job, Shalisha.
Thank you.
Miss Tame Drea, how you doing?
I'm well. It's Tamidria.
Tamidria, how you doing? I'm sorry. Tamidria, how you doing?
It's fine.
How has your weight loss journey been these past couple weeks?
Not the best, honestly.
Okay.
I am currently on a 48-hour fast. I had a lot of adjusting with schedule this month as far as starting a new job, things of that sort. And so I noticed the scale wasn't moving the way I wanted it to. And I decided to do the 48-hour fast just to jumpstart. I know we did have a conversation yesterday about whether I wanted to do the 48-hour fast or 3 days of eating clean, and I lean more into the water fast, so here I am.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Now let's talk about the root issue. So, what do you think is causing you to even get to a point where you have to start a fast again?
So as we discussed, I'm not getting as much sleep at night because my son, he's teething, and so he's waking up more frequently. My schedule has changed, and so I'm more so grabbing things on the go versus preparing my food like I was before. And just little things like that, incorporating, like, I know the first month I wasn't doing anything like the Quest chips or anything of that sort, and now I am, or I have done that more this month. So I definitely noticed the change in that.
Okay. So when you say you notice that you're ripping and running it a little bit more and you're just grabbing things, honestly, what things are you grabbing?
Quest chips. At work, since I'm not preparing meals, I'm eating what I feel like would be the best option. I know we discussed like burgers, but then I don't eat the burgers at work because there's a patty that already is pre-prepared. And then, like, so I more so find myself eating like salads, which the dressing is already coming from them and not something that I prepare myself. What else was it? I was eating bananas a lot, not as many berries as I was before, things like that.
Okay. So two things. I noticed that you say, or you're basically implying that if I can't prepare my own meal, I'm just left to drown in a sense. And you're basically allowing whatever you see at your workplace dictate what you're going to eat. Right?
Pretty much that was the case because it's a new hospital that I'm at, and so I wasn't familiar with what their items offered were, and so I would just get down there and select what I felt like was available to me, based off what I seen more so.
Okay. So now when you said something like, I can't have the burger patty because it was already prepared, what does that mean?
Like when I was eating burgers before at home, it was either I was making them myself or my husband was making them, but we were making them at home and we were just
Fresh.
buying the grass-fed beef from Costco and making it that way versus going to my job. It's just more so it's not a homemade burger, but it's like a patty that they just purchase and pull it out of a package.
Okay. So now let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
In the grand scheme of things, why would that matter? Why you still can't have that burger?
Well, after talking to you, I know you would rather prefer me to have it, but I felt like I couldn't have it because it was out of a package.
Okay.
And not something that I was just like making on my own or things of that sort.
Okay. So now, if that's the case, you're basically implying that on average, you cannot eat out for you to lose weight. Do you really think that?
No, because in January I ate out often. When I did go out, I made sure my options were healthy. So I would have like salmon, and it came with like mashed potatoes. I would sub that for like a bed of spinach and things of that sort. So I know I can do that. It's just, I don't know. I was just, a lot of the adjusting was going on, and I wasn't really taking the time to prioritize as much as I should have.
Okay. And that's why I just wanted her to break that down, ladies, because a lot of people think, oh, okay, I can eat out this, but I can't eat out that. Right? Because she said, hey, I know I can eat out because I can have a salmon and I'm eating it out. And by the way, majority of salmons that are at a restaurant, they're farm raised. But then she's telling herself, I can't have this patty because I don't know where it's coming from, which is the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So I would rather her just have the patty, because one thing I also learned that she said, okay, well, I'm swapping out the patty from a burger, which got protein in it, might not be protein based, might not be prepared the way she wants to, but it's still protein technically, to a salad where it's tossed in some dressing where I know God knows what they're putting inside of it. And there's no protein in the salad.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But also, Tamidria, I noticed that you said that I know I shouldn't be having the salad because I don't know how to use what dressing they're using. And you feel like you have to use your own dressing to have salads?
No, I don't feel like I have to use my own dressing, but because normally when I have salads, I have balsamic. But it's when I go and look at it myself, I'm in the grocery store looking at ingredients and things of that sort, versus I don't know what type of balsamic vinaigrette they're pulling and just putting on the salad. So I'm just using what's available to me.
Okay, cool. All right. And that makes sense. All right. So if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work?
I'm a medical social worker in the transplant department.
Okay. Do you have a certain lunch break or no?
No, so I take lunch whenever I have availability, normally around 11 a.m.
Okay. How long is your lunch break on average?
30 minutes to an hour. It just depends on how busy I am.
Okay. Since you've been at this new occupation, have you ever went out to get some food just to bring it back? Or no?
No.
Is it based off the time that it takes for you to go back and forth as to why you did that? Or there's other reasons for why you didn't do that?
Well, because we're at it's a really big hospital.
Okay.
So our parking garage is separate from the hospital, so we shuttle back and forth. So for me to go get on the shuttle, get to my car, and then go get something to eat, that's going to take me way more time than anything else.
Do you have your own office or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a mini fridge in your office or no?
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like the best thing for you to do as well is prepare or have an idea of what you're going to eat as your first meal of the day, and you prepare it that night or the night before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like. You know? So I have some women, they literally get in their Chipotle bowl at 9 o'clock just to have it at 12 o'clock the very next day. So even if you don't feel like cooking, that would be a better option. Or, believe it or not, I had one woman, she's seen that the scale still dropped because she didn't have a fried and breaded chicken. She had her Wingstop from last night. She brought it to work the very next day. And today, she noticed that the scale still dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she had fried wings. Why? Because it's not fried and breaded.
Mm-hmm.
But she really wanted the fries. But she didn't have the fries. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, just start planning out your meals a little bit more. But you should be A-okay. But you already know, if you're having things like bananas, I'm living my life.
Yeah.
It's healthy, but I'm living my life. I shouldn't let the scale drop.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, what can I do or what can we do to make this journey even easier for you from the outside looking in or from your perspective?
Honestly, I think it's just getting back to the roots of where I started and just being more accountable when it comes to what I'm eating and prioritizing that. Like I said, I definitely know when reaching out to you, it was certain things when you was like, oh, send me a picture of everything you ate throughout the week or whatever. It was definitely moments where I was about to take my picture. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to send this because I already knew I was messing up, but I'm going to send it anyway. And so just having that accountability partner and you as well, I feel like definitely put me back in place where it was just like, okay, now you're just doing stuff just to do it versus like being intentional with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's not even that the options aren't available. It's just that I'm in a rush and I'm not taking the time to really like see, okay, what are not only my options, but what are the best options for me.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so I love that. So ladies, I'm gonna just show y'all something too. If you notice that you're stalling and you don't have access to me because you're not one of my, diamond clients or whatever, I want y'all to really consider doing this right here, which I have a lot of women do. You see, this says December, right? So majority of them I deleted, but I makes my clients literally do a food log. So this is the date. As you can see, this was in December, where she tells me the weight, stick color, and her first meal of the day, and we just go down. So everything that she eats, that is a real meal, she's taking a picture, right? That way, we can look at the very next day and see what happens to the scale. Right? But now you can't play yourself because you're taking the pictures, which means now you're holding yourself accountable. Look, she had a drink and everything this day. But you got to be real with yourself. Because if you have this drink and then you see the scale didn't drop, you're like, oh man, something's wrong with my metabolism. But then you forgot you had 2 or 3 drinks. Right? So she's seen that after this day, the scale went up. But then she started going back to what she knows. So as you can see, she had breakfast for breakfast, which is fine. It's cool. But then a day like this, I'm looking at it, the scale's going to drop. And look, the scale dropped the very next day. So when you have drinks, expect the scale to go up. Simple. The days you don't have drinks, more protein based. I see 2 proteins to 1 source of carbs. And by the way, ladies, berries and fruit is one of the, if not the best source of carbs. I just want to have more berries than the other things that y'all want. So I even buy, like today, I buy a berry medley with some cherries in it. I like cherries now. I didn't like cherries all my life until now. So if I have more berries than cherries, it is not that deep. You see right there, she had pomegranate seeds. She didn't hide it, but she had it. So now she knows, okay, if something happens, then I know that I have to watch out for these pomegranate seeds, right? But as you can see, in her case, the scale dropped, but her stick color got a little bit lighter, but the scale still dropped. So that means her body responds well to pomegranate seeds. She can have it. But now she's not playing herself. Okay? So that's what I want y'all to start doing for yourselves. If you're noticing that the scale's not dropping, make a log for yourself so you can see what is going on and why this is happening to your body. And you're going to notice just correlations. Okay? Look, she had sushi, scale went up. She's not surprised. She knows exactly what happened. She had sushi. That's what I want y'all to start doing so you can figure out what works for your body and what doesn't. Okay? All right. So other than that, I got time for one more question. So speak now or forever hold your peace. My screen is not showing no more.
Can you put the link for us to meet up with you again? Because I definitely need to meet back with you.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, matter of fact, Olu, hold up. I don't know what's happening to my screen. Give me a second. All right. Can you hear me? So,
Yep.
What I'm going to do, Olu, I'm going to actually send you the link right now, bro. All right. And then anybody else, if they need the link, especially if you're a diamond client, let me know so I can just send you the link directly. Okay? All right. Good question. Do anybody got any other questions?
Do you have a photo of like a 0-calorie syrup, like you can put in iced coffee? Because I do the cold brew, but I can't do the no sugar. So I need something to add to it.
Okay, so ask me that question one more time. Do I have a 0 what?
Like a a brand or a picture of like a 0-calorie, like, you know, the caramel like flavor to add to like maybe your iced coffee, because I started, since you sent the picture of the Premier Protein, I've like done away with it. So now
Okay,
I
good.
have a cold brew with an espresso shot, but I need some kind of sugar because it's just so strong.
So let me ask you a better question. Are you drinking this cold brew to get the energy from the caffeine, or are you drinking this cold brew because you just like to have some flavor in your morning?
I don't drink it every day, but on days that I want to have it, I still want to feel like I'm making a good choice. So I would like the option of like, you know, something that I can add to it. That's like a 0-calorie syrup.
Okay, now naturally, would you get this cold brew from Starbucks, or do you naturally make majority of your coffee from home?
Naturally, I would get it from Dunkin', so I get like a cold brew and I get a shot of espresso.
Okay, all right. Let's see what happens. Okay, so one of the mixes that I know a lot of my clients like to do, it's called Jordan Skinny Syrup. Okay, so as you can see, this one is cinnamon dulce. Okay, so if I type in, so the best thing for y'all to do if y'all want something specific, once again, just type in sugar free, whatever flavor, vanilla syrup. Boom. So I don't know if y'all recognize this brand, but if you are a Ross person, like I am a Ross person, I get my tank tops and white tees from Ross. Boom. You see this every single time. So the Tehranni's French vanilla flavor and syrup. But once again, you see the Jordan skinny syrup.
I recently bought that one.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So these are the ones that y'all usually see. But I just want you to know, be mindful of this. And the reason why is because you're seeing 0 calories and you're saying, oh, okay, 0 calories, sugar free, I can have as much as I want. But one thing a lot of people don't pay attention to is, why is it 0 calories, but it still tastes as sweet? People don't think that deep into it. So if I look at the label, okay, it got about 7 to 8 different ingredients in it. This is not bad, right? But now, some people just overdo the syrups. So just be mindful when adding this into your stuff. And just remember that some of these ingredients is made to make your body and brain think that you're eating something sweet. So if your body is receiving something sweet, your body's going to start releasing a hormone called insulin. That's going to cause your body to stop burning body fat. That's why I tell y'all, hey, you can't have the coffee the way you want it earlier during the day, because I already know that what's going to happen is you're going to stop burning body fat for X amount of time. Even though you had something that says 0 calories. So what I would tell you to do, Nasha, is the days you have it, just be a lot more mindful with it, or allow it to be a treat to yourself. So I cannot have this coffee unless I worked out, or I know I'm going to work out later that day. So I have Starbucks, but the only time I allow myself to have my vanilla sweet cream nitro cold brew, you say you like cold brews, that's what I get, added 2 packs of stevia, is if I worked out earlier that day. If I did not work out earlier that day, I cannot have it.
Okay.
That way offset, and now it's not that deep. So all my clients that says, hey Trey, I like to work out first thing in the morning, can I have my pre-workout? I say yes. All the women that says, hey Trey, I like to have my coffee in the morning, but I don't work out at all, no. Because you're not doing nothing. Like, what is your reward? You're not rewarding yourself. You're just giving yourself what you want. Okay? So just be mindful with those, because they got extra ingredients in it